Hi, welcome to Family Fish Keeping UK. So if you're watching this video, you're either one, thinking about overstocking or what is overstocking of a fish tank, or two, you want to see what I've got to say about it because it is a little bit of a controversial topic within this hobby. Now for me, I am, what would you say, pro overstocking. Now, when it comes to overstocking, there is two factors that you need to think about. One is filtration. If you're going to put a lot of fish in a fish tank, then you want to over-filtrate your fish tank. I have an internal filter in this, that big box you can see in the corner. I've got two sponge filters running on this, and I've got an FX6 running on this tank as well. And it is what I would class as overstocked on here. Everything in here won't be in here forever. I will be switching them around, moving them into different tanks, but for now this is what I've got in this tank, and it would be classed as overstocked. Now the second point you've got to remember if you want to overstock your tank is plants can really help. Now you might be thinking plants and cichlids don't always mix, and you would be right. As you can see on my plant right here, it's been eaten quite a bit. The main culprits of that is these yarrows you can see here. They love eating plants. The other problem I get with the cichlids, especially my beautiful parrots, like to uproot my plants. My plants on the left don't seem to be getting bothered very much. They might get nipped and eaten a little bit, but they don't get uprooted. But for some reason, this plant on this side here, my parrots seem to make it their daily mission to uproot that, so I'm forever putting that back in. Now for me, I don't mind having to keep doing that, and I don't mind the fact that they're eating the plants. It's part of their natural diet anyway, so I don't mind it. I don't mind if I have to every couple of months go out and buy some new plants for my fish tank, but that's not something that everybody wants to do. Some people can't afford that, or just some people just don't like the idea of having to do that on a regular basis. For me, it doesn't bother me. So if you're like me and you're not bothered about having to either keep on replanting or having to buy new ones because they are looking raggedy because they've been eaten, then planting your tank will really help. Obviously, otherwise, then your number one thing is filtration. Another thing to bear in mind as well is water changes. If you are going to overstock your tank and you only want to do a water change once a month, that's not going to work out so great for you. I highly recommend doing water changes at least once a week. That's what I do. I do around 50-60% on this tank here once a week to keep everything under control. So you want to 1, have plants in there if you can, 2, over-filtrate your tank, and 3, keep on top of your water changes. If you can do those 3 things, then overstocking is absolutely fine in my mind. There is absolutely no problems at all with overstocking. Now I do also have a nano fish tank, which I've got another video that I made on that if you want to have a look at that. Now that tank is heavily planted. It's got water lettuce floating plants, it's got Java ferns, it's got Anubis, it's got Amazon swords. It is very heavily planted, and it is also very heavily overly stocked. And again, no problems at all. Now with that tank, if I wanted to, I've done tests on the water. I could probably go every couple of weeks on a water change just because of how heavily planted it is. But since I do the water changes on this tank anyway and my other tanks once a week, I just tend to do them all in one swoop. I've got a day every week where I just spend about 2 hours it takes me to do water changes across all my tanks. So that's my thing that I do. Now, one thing I want to highlight, there is a difference between overstocking and putting fish in your tank that are too big for your tank. I am dead against that. there's no good having a 4-foot tank and put in a giant gourami, 2 Oscars and 5 parrotfish and some form of catfish in there as well. It's just, I'm dead against that. You shouldn't put fish. You want your fish to have room to swim backwards and forwards. Okay? But other than that, to me, you want to have 20, 30 fish in your 6-foot fish tank like I do, go ahead. Just remember filtration, plants if you want, and water changes. Other than that, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please put your comments, what your thoughts are in my comments section. Are you pro Overstock or are you against it? If either way, give me your reasons why. Thanks for watching. Bye.